Let's get right on into it. It's the best bets from last week's card. UFC Vegas 87, Rosenstrike, Gaziev. I'm still going to go with Gaziev because it sounds better. So we'll jump right on into it. How did we do? Not very well. I mean, what the fuck was going on with Basharat? I still cannot believe that he lost, but we'll get into that in a second. So the triple play, that ended up being Umar, Klein, and Urseg. I didn't have odds for this last week because they didn't have Klein up yet on the betting sites because that was such a late notice fight. But we did end up getting the odds in. Can't remember what it was, but it is factored into these numbers, so don't worry about the math. It all works out. And with that, we did get a win, which brings us to 8-9. You know, for parlays, I guess that's all right, but still not as high as I would have liked. But, you know, we did make up some ground, and we're 0.18 units down. So just the tiniest little bit in the red. I mean, it's basically even. That is even. I mean, let's be real. So we did it. We brought it back up a little bit. Then we, of course, had the Grand Slam. I should have explained. I'm just so excited for this, for talking about UFC 299 that I forgot to explain what all this is. Triple play, of course, is where I pick 3 legs of the people that I gave the edge, and the Grand Slam is, of course, 4 fighters that I gave the edge. And we were about to have a perfect week. And then Basharat loses it. I cannot believe he lost that fight. I truly cannot. I don't know what was going on there. I cannot believe it. I honestly can't. And he was, of course, in that Grand Slam, along with Umar once again, Mokaev, which was another pretty close one, and then Petrino. So that ended up, of course, being a loss. Brutal. So that brings us to 8-9 there as well. So same record as the 4-leg. My goodness, now my nose is running all over the place still. Holy shit. I'm falling apart over here. 8-9 over there. Which brings us still in the profit, though, in the green, excuse me, to 2.03 units up. So we're still in the green in the parlays. Yeah, but I mean, if Basharat would have gotten the win, we would have been way in the green all around, especially in the parlays, but especially with the sniper pick. I mean, you'll see later, it's not looking good for the sniper picks right now. Then, of course, we had the top dog, and that ended up being Rajabov. I told you guys, you know, I'm good at picking the underdogs when I pick the close ones and all that. When there's a pretty clear choice, like, okay, I do think this guy should be able to win. And Rajabov was one of those guys. It was a pretty good close fight. Pretty wild first round. Rajabov probably won the first. That's what I thought anyway. Stumbled him a couple of times, got some takedowns. Then the second round, Al Sawadi won with his output. So I thought it was 1-1. Then in the third round, Rajabov gets a knockdown and gets a brutal KO anyway. So I thought he was going to win by decision anyway, but he ends up getting the finish anyway. So another win for the top dog. And that brings us all the way to 11-6. Can you believe that? 11-6 for picking underdogs. And I mean, there were a couple on there where we knew we probably weren't going to get the win. I mean, especially in Mexico with Lacerda. I mean, that was definitely a long shot. But, you know, reined it back in with Rajabov, and hopefully we can get another one to close that out this week with 299. Then, of course, we finish... Oh, actually, of course, got to go through the profit. 6.4 units up. I mean, that is, of course, still the cash cow of the show, is the top dog for sure. I mean, there's nothing even close to that. Then we go to the sniper pick, which, I mean, in general, not bad, 12-5. But the loss... Oh, Basharat. Bashrat just completely screwed us over. Wow. I mean, I think he was the only big favorite. I'm pretty sure he was the only big favorite on the card who lost. And to be honest, I kind of thought actually Bashrat won 29-28. It was close. And by the way, I did say this was going to be probably close because of the way that the fight IQ of Zahabi and then the style of Bashrat. I did say that it was probably going to be close, but I thought there was no way Bashrat was losing it, and then, you know, he was going to get a 30-27, but it was going to be pretty clear who was going to win. That's what I thought was going to happen, and I just didn't think he was capable of losing a fight like this. Wow. I mean, I truly cannot believe that. I thought Zahabi won the second round, and that was it. I kind of thought Bashrat got 1 and 3. But like I said, it was super close. I was a little surprised that it wasn't a split, that it was just a straight up unanimous. And especially when I heard it was a unanimous, I was like, oh, okay. So Bashrat got this, I'm pretty sure. And yeah, didn't happen. So, wow. Terrible way to close this out, of course, with the sniper pick. I mean, you know, I'm assuming that we're going to win the sniper pick this week and we can rein it back in with a little bit of green. But yeah, brutal. I cannot believe that Bashrat lost that fight. I cannot believe it. I mean, he's a sniper pick for a reason. I picked these people because I think that there's no way that they're going to lose. Unbelievable that he lost this, which of course means the sniper pick is tanked completely. I mean, and no joke, if Bashrat would have won this fight, which he should have, we would have been in the green for the sniper pick, which means we actually would have been in the green for 3 out of the 4, and then, of course, having the even in the triple play. So we would have been way in the green overall, and we would have had green in, like I said, 3 out of the 4 categories, you know, with the exception, of course, of the triple play. Instead, that's not what happened. And if you do the math, I didn't take the fireworks away, but, you know, just add insult to injury, why not? We are now in the red, in the red, at 0.32 units. I mean, really, it's basically even, but still, huge, colossal failure because of Bashrat. If I chose anybody else except for Bashrat, or if Bashrat won like he should have, or if the judges would have even scored the fight, you know, like I think they should have, but you never know. It was close. Then we would have been way in the green. And I'm not joking. I think we would have been at about 9 units up, 10 units up, somewhere around there. So massive swing because of that Bashrat loss. But we move on to UFC 299, and hopefully, well, I'm pretty sure we can rein it back in this week because there are some good looking picks this week. I'm very excited about UFC 299. So check that one out.